let's get started, everybody. Thank you for joining. I mostly familiar faces here, so I'm happy to see you all return. We're just gonna dive right in and get started. So if you want to create art tonight, that's part of what we offer as the mindfulness experience is an art making experience. So I see some of you have some art supplies with you. I just want to encourage you to gather some things before we really get started. So that way, when we're completed with our meditation, you can dive right in, and it can be simple as pens or pencils, or as elaborate as paints or watercolors, whatever you find and what you want to explore and experiment with. So tonight, what we're gonna just do is we're gonna focus on resetting and just recentering ourselves. Most of you have probably had a long day. I know it's evening time on the East Coast, so we're just gonna dive right in, okay? So, and please make sure to mute yourselves while we're doing the meditation, just so there's no other interruptions. But when we're done, I always love when we can talk and check in for a few minutes at the end of our meeting, just to hear how you guys are feeling and doing. So if you'd like, now is a good time for you to close your eyes, or you can, just start to soften your gaze, notice something that's in front of you. You can feel free to turn your camera off at this time. You don't have to close your eyes, as sometimes that can be more difficult, but if you feel comfortable to do so, then do that. And so I just want to remind you all, as you're kind of settling in, just noticing how your body is feeling, that tonight we are engaging in a creative process, and this is going to be a time for you to let go, explore, be playful. There's no right or wrong way to create or to engage in meditation, even or mindfulness. This is a space where there's no mistakes, there's no judgment from me or from the other participants. We're trying to create a really comfortable atmosphere for everyone to just get what they need from this. And so see if you can take a breath, just exhale softly. No need to take a super deep breath right now. Just start to notice how your natural breath feels moving in and out of your body. Notice that for a few moments here. Meditation in its simplest form, I like to say, is non-judgmental awareness. So right now we're just practicing noticing that breath coming in and out of our body and not having any judgment about it, really. Just observing it. You can always come back to your breath at any time to recenter yourself through this experience. We're going to return to our breath over and over again. See if you can now start to breathe in through your nose a little bit more slowly, and breathing out through your mouth even more slowly than your inhale. So a bigger breath here, and then slowly breathing out with a soft blow, soft breath, as if you're breathing out or you're blowing out a candle. And imagine that you're breathing in a color, some color that feels comforting to you. Mine right now is purple. And then you can breathe out all the stress and tension from the day. Breathing in that color, letting it fill your body, letting that color move into any places of pain or discomfort that you might notice in your body. and breathing out slowly. I'd like you to ground yourself a bit further and really notice your feet. Notice what they're resting on. Maybe it's the floor where you're sitting, or maybe it's your bed. Notice your body being supported by the chair or wherever you're resting right now. And again, just scan your body to see if there's any more places of stress, tension, discomfort. How's your neck doing? How's your shoulders? How about your spine and the muscles as you move into your lower back? Your hands, your feet. Just start to notice all these things. Maybe you're experiencing migraine symptoms right now. And if that's the case, just again, notice those symptoms and see if you can again breathe that color into wherever those symptoms are. Breathing out softly like you're blowing out a candle. And I want you to notice now the moments leading up to this moment in your day. How has your day been? How has your week been? Has there been something that's been challenging for you? Something that's been on your mind? If there's anything that feels uncertain or a worry, discomfort or some kind, see if you can get a sense of where you're at, maybe mentally, emotionally. If there's anything that's sort of calling for your attention right now, I'd like you to just observe that it's there. Kind of make a note to yourself. See if you can notice how you're feeling, what your thoughts are, just for a moment without judgment. And if there's anything that's coming up for you right now and that feels a bit distressing or something that's just on your mind, we're going to focus on taking a moment to acknowledge this, but also to provide you with some respite from what this might be for you. So I'd like you to take whatever it is that you're thinking and feeling and imagine that it's being written down in a book, in a journal right in front of you. And then we're going to close that book for now and we're going to set it off to the side. Just imagine that journal or that book just sort of leaving your frame of your vision. And now we're going to make some space for something else. So I'd like you to see if now you can, in your mind's eye, can visualize, or if visualization is hard, you can think about or remember a time or a place in your life where you really felt like you were able to rest, to reset yourself, where you were feeling refreshed. Maybe this could have been on a vacation or a gathering with family or friends of some sort. Or maybe this is a time where you were alone in solitude. Just try to see if you can imagine a moment in your life that brings you a sort of comfort and a sense of freedom, tranquility, whatever that is for you. And I'd like you to see if you can soak up this experience a bit more, if you can really imagine the colors, the sights, the sounds of this experience. uh, what temperature is it? Is it cold? Is it warm? Can you feel a breeze, or can you feel the air on your body? Are you outside? Are you inside? Imagine how you were feeling in this moment, because this is a space where the worries and concerns don't really exist here in this place. This is your space, your time now to rest, enjoy, recharge, whatever it is for you. You're recentering yourself in a moment that feels good for you. Maybe you're sharing this moment with people that you love. Or again, maybe it's a time where you're privately in peace to yourself. But see if you can just continue to feel or imagine, re-experience this for yourself in some way, and really take note of how this feels in your body to be in this place. I'd like you to consciously just take a few more breaths here and really challenge yourself to sit with this experience that probably feels pretty good to reflect on right now. That's the hope anyway. And just notice your breath again. You don't have to judge your breathing, but breathe in this space where you feel centered, happy, where you feel well. Just take another moment or so and soak up as much as you can. And whenever you're feeling like you can return to our space, our shared space together, come back to the room. You can open your eyes, you can stretch a bit, can give a temporary goodbye to the place in our mind's eye. Just kind of reacclimate yourself here with us all, and just take a moment, um, if you need it. Um, and now we're going to move into some art making, some writing, some creative processing around this experience. And I like to encourage people to start by opening, if you have a sketchbook or if you have any paper, loose paper in front of you, placing that paper down. I have a book here that I use for our mindfulness sessions to draw and write in. Um, and just again, notice the paper, run your hands across and feel the texture of the paper. Again, it's optional. If you're just wanting to sit and kind of soak in the experience more, you're welcome to continue to focus on the meditation. And if you'd like to create, please gather some materials that you have with you, hopefully, and notice a color that maybe sparks your attention that you'd like to use, or a particular pen or writing utensil. And I'd like for you to just try to create something on the page. It can be lines, shapes. It doesn't have to be of anything in particular. I'd like you to kind of doodle a bit and just see what happens when you do that. And maybe there's even something from our meditation that might come through or come up for you. You might have a pull to maybe draw or create a representation of something really specific that you felt or experienced, and that's totally fine too. I'd like to just invite you to create something that feels like it's right for you right now, even if it's just doodling or scribbling on the page, because that's kind of what I'm doing. I like to just let myself go in the process a little bit and not really think about what I'm making, because mindfulness with art is really more about the process, and it's about noticing how we feel when we're creating. Mhm. So we're going to take a few minutes here. And again, you probably won't be able to finish anything that you're working on, but we're going to take a few minutes to start this process, and we'll work in silence for a few moments, and I'll come back to let you know when it's time, getting closer to the end of our meeting, our time together. And also, I'd like to encourage you, if you feel like writing, if visual stuff really isn't doing it for you right now, you're welcome to write, or, to express something creative for yourself in another way. So let's just take a few moments together and work quietly. If you'd like to put on some music for yourself or something that'll help you feel more calm, you're welcome to do that too. Our time goes by so quickly together, and we just have a few more minutes. So please continue for another few minutes if you'd like. And if you'd like to keep working on this, please do. I see these sessions as kind of a little taste of what you can do on your own with the art process. Although sometimes it's just super helpful to have it in a group format because we have the support of one another here. Something I'll share with you as we're finishing our art making is that did you know that 20 minutes approximately of meditation is equivalent to getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep? I find that really interesting. I mean, I don't personally think anything can replace a good nap, but but I think meditation really it helps a lot. Our brain goes into almost that same state when we're in a really deep sleep. So it's fascinating. See if you can find a good stopping place for yourself. I know it's hard to stop in the middle of a project. You can continue to work if you'd like, as we're talking, if you feel inclined to. But I just like to give a few minutes at the end if there's anything that anyone wants to share, something that resonated with you, or something that you're going to take with you from this experience, or anything about your art, you're welcome to share, but not obligated to. Anybody have any thoughts? You can unmute yourself if you'd like.
I've actually had in-person art therapy groups,
Oh,
but they stopped in 2022, but they don't even have them in place. I was going for actual regular therapy before, but I'm actually doing one-on-one with an art therapy intern right now, but unfortunately it's video, but I'm supposed to be doing music therapy in person. I've done it on video, and then I found another place close to my house I could go in person. They're certified in music therapy, but they also do, they said they would do art with me too, but
cool.
yeah.
That's great. That's great. Is this kind of similar to your experiences with art therapy in the
Yeah.
past? Or
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, if you can find practitioners local to your area, it could be a really helpful modality to add on if if you're seeing a counselor or therapist regularly, it's another form of therapy that you can try, or you can also see an art therapist or music therapist as a primary therapist too, and a lot of therapists work with folks, on issues of pain management, things like that, you know, or chronic illnesses, and just to get some support. Anybody else have
Oh, yeah, I
anything?
will.
Oh,
From
okay,
the
go ahead.
imagery and well, for the meditation, I saw white balloons.
Interesting.
White is my like calm color.
Mm-hmm.
And the balloons I just saw as like setting free
Wow.
the stress and the pain. And then I
Mm.
wrote along when you said to write, you could also write with it.
Mm-hmm.
That the birds are I'm outside,
Mm.
birds are chirping, there's sunshine. The sky is blue. There's a gentle breeze. It's cool.
Mm.
Flying white balloons, sailing away the stress and physical pain, making me feel lighter.
Mm. Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I love hearing that, I want to be like one of those balloons just kind of floating away too. I love that. Anybody else before we wrap up?
Yeah.
It took me back a ways, partially because of the day next week, which was an important day for myself and my late wife. but I went all the way back to the 70s when we
Mm.
lived in South Weymouth, Massachusetts. And we took a raft out on a small pond at a brewery that was part of their landscape, an inflatable raft, and just sat out there.
Oh,
We may have been fishing, I don't possibly, but there was really not much in there. And we just sat there in the sunlight and just enjoyed ourselves, just being out there. And as you said, hearing the birds chirping and just in nature out there, even though
Mm.
it was landscaped to a brewery. And for some reason, that particular place just has always stuck in my mind, that
Aw.
particular scene.
Thank you for sharing that. That's a lovely moment. I can visualize that just from your explanation. That sounds like a really
Yeah,
lovely
there was no
memory.
noise, it was all enclosed in the building and there was nothing else outside, nobody else
Mm.
around. It was just grass all around the area and some trees and this uh, smallish to medium-sized pond, and we were the only ones there.
Mm. That's lovely. Thank you. Anybody else? Melissa, did you want to share something?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for a long time to get
Ah.
inspired. So I didn't do this today, but about a year ago, I did just painted a little rock. I bought a mandala kit on Amazon. And so today I just wanted to get inspired to do something again. And it's so simple and not perfect.
Wow.
But
I love
again,
it.
it's the process.
Mm.
So I pulled out the paints again and did it again. And it feels really good. It's that
Aw.
grounding.
Yeah. Wow. I really
Thank you.
appreciate that. I really appreciate your offering there about it
Yeah.
being
And
about the process.
yeah. And it's you setting the stage again for the creative process for all of us
Mm.
and giving that inspiration so we can do something or go to a place maybe that we haven't gone to in a long time. So thank you.
Oh gosh, that's my pleasure.
Yeah.
That's an honor. That's my favorite thing to do is just to be with people in these creative moments. It's such an honor. So thank you for sharing about it. Yeah. Anybody else before we wrap up?
10 seconds. I had to do some cement work in my basement today, which involves goggles and gloves and getting full of
Oh,
sticky stuff. But we had a gas company put a new pipe in and it caused a leak, but water leak. It's all fixed. But I drew shapes because years ago there was a song that came out called "Nothing Can Change the Shapes of Things to Come." For some reason, when you said I could doodle instead of drawing, I was going to draw the groundhog and not seeing the shadow because, as Kelly knows, the groundhog is the state rodent of Pennsylvania that predicts the weather.
Oh, that's
But,
right.
and Kelly has this really cool antique clock that tells the right time twice a day, right, Kelly? Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. This was a good exercise today. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all. You're awesome. And I hope that you can just kind of take this energy and enjoy the rest of your day, evening. And hopefully it inspires you to think about or consider using art more to help yourself in your life. Okay. So I'll see you guys again soon. I think I have another one scheduled in a few months, but just, stay abreast of the schedule and whatnot.
Could I ask a question?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what are you getting your PhD in?
My PhD is in psychology, and it's an emphasis in the use of creativity. As a counselor, I specialize in a lot of different things, but what I'm working on with my dissertation is related to the use of creativity for grief and loss, and helping us maintain our relationships in a way with people we've lost as a way of remembrance. So that's a little bit of my work that I'm working on right now, but I'm also a
That's
migraine
very
sufferer.
important.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations.
great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for asking. But I am a migraine sufferer as well, so I hear all of you and I feel I feel all the things that you guys have going on too. So, yeah, thank you all. And Kelly, any other updates or anything to share before we end? Or?
Again, we're every other Thursday. Same link, same place, same time.
Mhm.
And we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Okay,
Thank you
everybody.
very much,
Thank
Jen.
you. Bye.
Have a
Take
nice
care.
night.
You too.